Well, hello there, friends, on this delightful and chilly, well, cheery, Thursday, November 8th, 2018. Late at night, or is it? The sun's basically been going down at about 5:30, so can't really tell, right? Oh, the sun has gone down. It's time to go to bed. Oh wait, it's like 6 o'clock, so never mind. Who's this? Who's this cutie pie? That's alright. It doesn't matter. I'm just kidding. And I really love it when people have got to play their music loudly nearby. Hopefully that doesn't come into the audio. Anyway, folks, this is a video about video games, you know? The thing we all know and love and sometimes hate, depending on how you are in life and what stage you're at. If you've been watching me for some amount of time, you might know I have a few choice words to say. I've gone back and forth between loving, hating, having my moments of escapism and all that. So, where I've basically settled on is I feel like in moderation, they're probably fine here and there. I do believe it's something you have to be very careful with. Obviously, if you're a loner, if you're a lonely dude, it's obviously an activity that can lead to a whole lot of wasted time and escapism. But I think here and there it's fine, and maybe it's something you even need here and there to just let your brain something, you know? And I don't know, I think there's definitely moments in life where, as a form of therapy and escapism, it can be beneficial because it might be the only thing you have, you know? It's just something that can very quickly spill over into endless waste of time. I'm thinking back to the end of 2012 when stuff was going on at work and my dad is unemployed and my mom broke her ankle and she didn't have health insurance at the time because it was on through my dad's work, and it was like literally 3 days away or something like that from being able to apply for health insurance again. It was just this joyous time in life where things fall apart. I remember taking time off from work, both to get away from work, to use vacation time, and also primarily though to be around to help my mom with shit. And remember, if I wasn't like helping my mom do something, it was endlessly drinking beer one after the other and playing Fallout New Vegas. Got that one perk where you unlock every location, and I just went to the location and just like stood there looking around. Just, you know, that was my therapy, so to help me get through it. So, you know, I think there's moments in life where you got probably nothing else. So that's where I stand with video games right now. And especially touching upon, you know, the whole, like, why do you play old-ass video games a lot? Well, there's a reason, folks. I'm not trying to be like a hipster or anything like that. For me, personally, anything from like the mid to late 90s, maybe early aughts is sort of my favorite era. But there's a good reason for that. That's why, you know, you can look at video games with like the pre-rendered backgrounds, the shitty polygonal graphics, and it looks good to me, man. Mostly because it reminds me of being young. That's not really what it is. It reminds me of being young back when I was still normal and not, before mentally you started to kind of fall apart and go down another path in life, when I actually had friends, and not just at school, but friends like that I hung out with, like those friends outside of school that I hung out with, or the school friends that I hung out with outside of school. So you felt a semblance of normalcy, sort of, especially 7th and 8th grade. You saw them at school, you saw them outside of school. I remember primarily it was this one dude who, I don't know, it was one of those friendships that, like, after the fact, after it basically went away, you like realize how it wasn't very, it's like half friend, half like, kind of friend was this? It was like, oh, hey man, I got like the cheat codes for this for Mario or something. Why don't you give me $1 for it? It was one of those types of friends where it's like think he might have some part merchant in him. But it was alright nonetheless. And this adopted Korean dude we knew, except until he got caught stealing stuff from a store, and it was like, oh yeah, we can't hang out with you anymore. But there was a period of time, we there's 2 games in particular from that era that stand out to me, that it just crystallizes those memories and times for you that you just, and they're also probably they're probably my favorite video games. I would say Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil 2. That's why I'm very much looking forward to the remake, folks. Besides, I think, being good games, it just reminds me of about the last time I was still sort of normal, Before going on to high school, because even freshman year, folks, that was it. There was no more hanging out with anybody outside of school. That was it. It was just come home, do homework, play video games. That's it. Talk to people online. So, yeah. And even stuff that I never really played during that time, just anything from that era, it was like Might and Magic 6 with like the Doom era graphics and the sprites. I think it came out in 98 or 96 or something. And Phantasmagoria 2, for some odd reason, I really love that game. It just reminds me of the brief moment of that time when I was actually normal, I was still normal, I should say. Had a semblance of a normal life. So, that's my current stance on video games, folks, and why it is that I love old shit, particularly though from the mid to late 90s and a little bit of early aughts. So, oh man.